Hello and Happy New Year. Today I present a textile art by Ukrainian Master of Arts Marina Lukic. The work honors Ukrainian poet and artist Taras Shevchenko. Taras was born in 1814 in the village of Morinci of the Cherkasy region of Ukraine. He was born as a serf, a slave, bound the land after recent annexation of the region by the Russian Empire. His grandfather, who was born free in the era of Polish rule, inspired Taras with stories of past freedom. Taras had a difficult life. His mother died when he was 9 years old, and his father passed away when he was 11. He had only 2 years of primary education. From age 12, Taras took menial jobs with various masters as a domestic servant, a psalm reader at funerals, and a wheelwright. In his free time, Taras practiced drawing and painting. He traveled to Warsaw with the landowner and took art lessons. There, Taras learned to read Polish and memorized verses of the renowned Polish poet Adam Mickiewicz. In Vilnius, Taras heard the slogan of the Polish independence fighters, "For our freedom and yours." He later recalled, "There it first came to mind, why should we, miserable serfs, not be equal to other free people?" Shevchenko then went to St. Petersburg with his master. He was active in the community of artists and poets and was honored for his work. In 1838, fellow artists purchased his freedom from serfdom. His first collection of poetry, Kobzar, the Bard, was published in 1840. In 1841, he received his third silver medal for watercolor painting. Shevchenko was awarded the title of artist in 1845. That same day, he petitioned to return to Ukraine. Upon his return, Shevchenko published his primer on the Ukrainian language and distributed free copies to children throughout the country. He advocated for Ukraine's freedom from Russian oppression. Shevchenko was able to return only briefly to his beloved Ukraine. He was arrested in 1847 and spent the rest of his life in exile, primarily in Siberia. While exiled to the fortress of Orsk in 1848, he wrote, "If only I could see my fields and steppes again. Won't the good Lord let me, in my old age, be free? I'd go to Ukraine, I'd go back home. There they'd greet me, glad to see the old man. There I'd rest, I'd pray to God, but why go on? There will be nothing. How am I to live in slavery with no hope? Do tell me, please, lest I go crazy." Shevchenko continued to dream of returning to Ukraine. In 1859, he received permission, but before he could go, he was arrested and sent to St. Petersburg, where he died in 1861. Despite physical weakness from exile, Shevchenko demonstrated boundless creative energy. He produced over 1,200 works extant today. Shevchenko wrote for freedom and against oppression. The dignity of all people and the inhumanity he witnessed toward workers and peasants were major themes of his poetry. He wrote with feeling, whether writing about the oppressed peasant or the king's daughter. Shevchenko's poems against slavery were written 5 to 10 years before the abolitionist novel Uncle Tom's Cabin by Harriet Beecher Stowe in 1852. His poems influenced public opinion and precipitated the so-called Krestianska Reforma immediately before his death in 1861, which abolished slavery in the Russian Empire, 2 years before the Emancipation Proclamation in the United States. Yet Ukraine was still far from free. In the poem The Great Grave, Shevchenko protests the devastation of Ukraine by Muscovite Russia, which he identifies as the Ukrainian people's chief enemy and cause of its tragedy. Shevchenko's poem, The Dream, The Caucasus and the Epistle satirized Russia's oppression of Ukraine and foretold a revolution. He warned of Ukraine being lulled to sleep by its enemies and wrote of Ukraine's glorious past. Shevchenko's work expresses the Ukrainian people's dream of a free and happy life. He wrote of the great future of free Ukraine that would rise with the righteous law of Washington in reference to the democracy and freedom of the American Republic. He created an artistic gallery entitled Champions of Sacred Freedom, depicting those who fought tyranny and oppression. Shevchenko's works reflect the indomitable striving for human freedom to choose one's own life and destiny, freedoms which were denied him and his loved ones. Shevchenko's life mirrors the story of the Ukrainian people. Shevchenko lived only 9 of his 47 years as a free man. Whereas the Polish poets were all nobles, born of privilege, Shevchenko arose as the son of common people, born in slavery to become Ukraine's national voice and conscience. Shevchenko understood that freedom would be gained not by the mercy of the Muscovites or through foreign liberators, but only through struggle. On the tapestry are written his words from the poem Kavkaz, "Fight and you will win. God will help you." Taras Shevchenko was a great defender of human rights and voice against oppression. Ivan Franko wrote that Shevchenko was a prince in the realm of spirit and a great power in the commonwealth of human culture. Shevchenko's story belongs to Ukraine, yet his legacy enriches all humanity. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.